Information Station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm here in studio with insurance agent Hayden Fox. He is part of the Farmers Insurance Network. It's great to have you here, Hayden.
It's great to be back, Avery.
Did I get that right, that you are part of the Farmers Insurance Network?
Yeah, it was Farmers Insurance Group, but yep.
Thank you. What is your subsection of the insurance called? I know you handle a lot with life insurance policies.
Yep. So we do basically everything, auto, home, everything. But today we're going to talk a little bit about life insurance. September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So
I want to talk about that in a moment. But first, let's provide a little bit of background. I know you've been here for about a year now, providing insurance to everyone in the Taylorville community. Reflect a little bit. How's it been?
It's been exciting. I've met a lot of really interesting people, done a lot of good, been in a lot of events, got to get around a whole bunch, and it's been fun, growing fast and winning awards. So
nice.
Exciting.
Well, I also want to talk about that in a moment too. What have you learned over the past year?
I've learned to be patient. That's the biggest thing with it all, with insurance. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, and I'm fortunate the military taught me a lot of that. So
I'm sure. Hurry up and wait. I like that. Well, tell me about Life Insurance Awareness Month. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, September, Life Insurance Awareness Month. I'm sure that's all about raising awareness for life insurance.
Absolutely. So the entire point of it is to get out and just talk to your insurance agent, see if you can get some privatized life insurance as opposed to only having life insurance through work, because anything can happen. If you get injured or something like that at work and you no longer can do that job, your life insurance that you may have had there is now gone. So having privatized insurance through your insurance provider benefits you. And a lot of people don't realize how cheap it could be.
Obviously, that's one advantage of having your own insurance policy, especially life insurance policy, outside of your workplace, just not having to rely on it. But are there other advantages too to having your own life insurance policy outside of your workplace that they offer you?
Absolutely. So typically when you go through your workplace, it's all pretty much term insurance. It's the duration of you're there, and then if you leave, you can kind of bring that off to another company. If you go privatized, you can get different policies like whole life and IULs, like index universals. There's a big thing going on now. Folks are really starting to invest in. We offer terms and stuff as well, but I mean, there's just different product wise that you can go through that give you different benefits.
You mentioned IUL.
IULs.
What is that?
Index universal life products. Essentially, you pay in your premiums. The company then invests that into like the S&P 500 or things like that, and it builds up interest over time. Money you can borrow from. It's all typically tax deferred, and a lot of people are starting to invest in those. So,
okay, well, awesome. Also you are a big proponent for helping people with their life insurance policies too. What's something that maybe? Well, all right. Let's start from this very beginning here. When should I start thinking about a life insurance policy?
I would start thinking about it as soon as you have typically a major life event. But if you become a new parent, that's a big time, because when you're looking at life insurance, you're talking about life insurance. Most folks don't think about it until it's too late. It's the most insurance thing you can get. You always get insurance and you hope you never need it. Most people don't. No different than life insurance, except when you do start thinking about it, typically you can't get it or it's too late. I would say looking to get it as soon as you can. Buy a house, have a kid, things like that. If you get a house, you use life insurance for like a mortgage protection thing. If somebody, Lord forbid, were passed away or something, you can pay off your house so you don't have that big debt. Getting a life insurance on a child when they're really young, another absolutely great idea, because it's really cheap. And then especially with the IULs, you can invest into it, and by the time they're say 16 or 20, they can borrow from it, get their first car, put a good down payment on a house, things like that. That's all tax deferred.
Interesting. You mentioned that you want to make sure you get your life insurance policy before it's too late.
Hmm.
When is too late?
Well, I would say too late would be when you're laying on your deathbed. I mean,
Well, I suppose I didn't mean necessarily when they're dying or
Mhm.
necessarily, but I mean, if you are, I don't know, you mentioned if something happens to you too, right? Then does that make it harder for you to get a good life insurance policy?
Absolutely. So there are options you can get that if you have different issues medically, you can get life insurance still. A lot of people don't understand that or maybe know that. However, there are a couple different whole life programs where you can get, and I mean, they're not the best by all means. They're not your typical whole lives and things, but they still exist. Um, they're not bad to have. They're called graded death benefits.
Okay. So it's kind of for one of those that maybe if you waited a little while longer than you should have, and it's
Something
still
popped
something
up.
there
Yeah,
that for
yeah.
you to be, it's an option for
It's
you
an
to
option
have.
for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, what is something that when somebody comes into your office for the first time and they're thinking, man, I might need life insurance. Maybe, I don't know. I need other insurances too, though.
Hmm.
I guess, what do you tell them about that life insurance policy to tell them, you know what, it is important and I think you should?
It's really getting involved with the individual and seeing what they have in place right now, understanding what they can afford across also their debt. What would they be leaving their family if they passed away? Is there a legacy there? Are they leaving them with a mountain of debt that now their spouse may have to come up with and pay for? If they were the breadwinner and now the breadwinner's gone and the wife doesn't have the option to get it, or the husband for that matter doesn't make the same amount, what are they going to lose in that process? We can protect our autos and our homes and jet skis and boats, but none of those things matter if you're gone.
Right. And absolutely, that is. Whew, I'm just letting that soak in for a second because it just brings into the perspective too. We surround ourselves with material objects, and yes, those need to be protected too, but none of it matters if we're not around. And
Yep.
then, especially if those are, as you mentioned, debt, and if you're paying them off,
Mm-hmm.
that's where a life insurance policy can come in and make sure those are paid off. And
Absolutely.
your family's taken care of.
That's exactly what they're for.
Anything else that insurance agents like to tell people about life insurance awareness month or life insurance in general that you want to let everyone know about here, Hayden?
I would say the biggest thing with life insurance awareness month is get out and talk to your agent. Of course, you can come talk to me, but if you don't, you want to talk to your State Farm agent or whomever, by all means, just get out and talk with them. Ask what kind of policies they can offer, see what you have, revise your life insurance. If you have it with your work, make sure it's enough to benefit you. And then just understand that life insurance isn't just a death benefit. It's absolutely a living benefit. And that's how you should use it. You should use it while you're alive. Get a whole life policy, borrow from it. And yeah.
I understand you're a representative of Farmers Insurance. What is it about Farmers Insurance that is unique or different from other insurance agencies?
I would say all insurance is kind of the same.
Mhm.
Other than that, I mean, I pride myself in being as transparent as possible. My agency in particular, and I know a lot of the farmers agents go out of their way to do the best that they can for their clients. A lot of folks don't realize that Farmers has life insurance, so that's kind of why I wanted to kind of talk about it today. But I would say the biggest thing for me and my agency is we're transparent and we're honest, and we strive to make ourselves as available as possible for our people and just take care of them as much as we can.
I also know too that when you go to say farmers.com and you're trying to shop for policies and stuff, they'll pick out one of the best agencies for you typically, right?
Absolutely.
And it's a network of insurance agencies under Farmers.
Yep.
Is that beneficial to you as an agent to be able to help them
Yes.
find the best? How is that beneficial?
It's beneficial to where if you go to the website and you're kind of getting a quote and such, we can go through any number of our companies within Farmers Group, to mix with the brokers and stuff that we also have through Craft Lake. And we just have, our rates are really good. Our company's really good. Our claims department's one of the best in the nation. So being able to pick and choose from our companies usually allows us to find extremely good rates for everything.
And that's something that you can help them with too.
Absolutely.
And
Super easy.
Right. And where are you located?
Located right off the square, across the street from Brown's Barber Shop, 105 East Market Street here in Taylorville.
And how can people get in touch with you?
So I got Facebook, Hayden Fox Farmers at Facebook, and then my phone number, 217-777-4467.
That's Hayden Fox, insurance agent with Farmers Insurance. More from him after this short break. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM. Your information station. WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. I'm here in studio with Farmers Insurance agent Hayden Fox. Where are you located again, Hayden?
Right off the square. I'm here in Taylorville, straight across from Brown's Barber Shop. So easy to find.
You know, and I say that because you're really going to want to go and visit Hayden Fox for your insurance when you hear this. He has been selected for a Blue Vase Award for life insurance policies. Tell me what that award is all about here, Hayden. I understand it's pretty prestigious.
Yeah, so the Blue Vase Award is a farmer's award given to new agents. You have to get it within the first 6 months of opening your agency. And it's derived just to your dedication to providing your clients with life insurance. That's its bread and butter there. You get in and you have to obviously write so many policies, and within that time frame, and it's not an easy thing to get, because again, like we've kind of talked about before, folks don't necessarily realize A, that Farmers does life insurance, and then B, how affordable it can be. So getting out and having that conversation, or folks talking with me about it, definitely presents its challenges. So winning is pretty impressive. I'm pretty proud of my agency for it.
Did you, or I guess a better way to ask it would be, would you have expected to win such a prestigious award so early on in your career? I understand you opened up your branch less than a year ago, or a little more than a year ago now.
I would say everybody obviously aspires to win awards. I would say getting the Blue Vase Award was a challenge. Absolutely. It wasn't anything that I would have expected to win. It was something that getting into, you plan around and you do what you can to get set up for it. And it came down to the last few weeks for us to get it. And it was a lot of follow-up conversations, and it was a lot of, really emphasizing the need for that for folks and getting people to understand, something like that. So I would say, to answer your question, no, I would have never expected something like that. And it's obviously a great honor for me to get. But I would say anybody would be proud to win an award in the first year, especially something like that, because you can't win it again once you get it. If you lose it, if you don't get it in the first 6 months, you don't get it. If you do, you do. So I was pretty impressed.
How would you characterize the emotions or the feelings you had when you found out you won the Blue Vase Award?
I would say I was, in disbelief. I'm very much a believe it when I see it kind of person. So I don't think it's set into me. It was announced that I had won it and everything through our company, and it was, exciting, but it wasn't in my hands. It wasn't in my office, and that presented its own little, well, it isn't true until it's true. And as soon as it got there and I was able to, hold it and feel it and touch it, then it all really set in. I was like, oh, this is legit. We actually did it. And I think I was excited, and I'm still stoked about it. It's still something that it goes to show the dedication that you have to your people can pay out. So
I could see on your face how rewarding that is for you, just that whole experience. And so that's really cool that you were able to do that in the first 6 months. And well, I'm sure you have lots of other awards coming up here in the future. Well, we don't have to talk about that. Hayden, you got to go here in a couple of minutes. So, provide the rundown, Life Insurance Awareness Month and all that stuff, and how people and why people should get insurance.
Absolutely. So again, like we talked about when we first got here, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. A call to action to all of your listeners is to get out and talk to your insurance agents, review your life insurance. By all means, make sure that if you've had a life event, that you're making sure that your life insurance will cover that. It's covering your children. It's covering your mortgage if you're just buying a house. Make sure that you have enough money there that, Lord forbid, the worst time comes, you're protected. Don't wait until it's too late. If you can get a hold of me, by all means, I think my information will be posted on the website and everything. And you find me on Facebook. I'll be happy to help you out and at least have a conversation with you and kind of go over, your needs and the cost of it. And, something I wish that I'd tell everybody is I wish my parents would have realized how cheap it was when I was a kid. Look into those IULs, get some life insurance on the kids, and understand that it's not a death benefit. It is absolutely a living benefit, and it should be used like that. And then if you get life insurance on your child, you're only setting them up for, future success, financial freedom. And realistically, you'd be starting generational wealth at that time. So by all means, get out and talk with an insurance agent, myself or your own agent, whichever, and, review it.
That's award-winning insurance agent Hayden Fox here on the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you so much, Hayden.
Thank you.